Hi guys. So I decided to switch it up today rather than do another Aeon video. We're gonna delve into Lord of the Rings Online. I believe Lord of the Rings Online was originally released in 2007. And considering its age, it's still getting updated regularly. Still has the devs working really hard on it. And it has a decent player base, so let's get into it. We're gonna do a come play with me. What do we want to play today? We have Bjorning, which you have to be the Bjorning to be a Bjorning. We've got Burglar, Brawler, Captain, Champion, Guardian, Hunter, Lore Master, Minstrel, Runekeeper, and Warden. I think... why don't we try out a Brawler? 15 Fate, 7 Will, 15 Might. What's the Stoutex Brawler give you? Yeah, we have Man, High Elf, Dwarf, Stoutex, Hobbit, Elf, and Bjorning. They all have their own special racials. Ooh. I think we'll go with Man. I'm gonna be a female. Let's see. We'll do that one. Once you've unlocked certain expansions, you can choose which tutorial you go through. Where do we want to be from? Bree, Dale, Gondor, or Rohan? Let's go with Gondor. We'll be one of Aragorn's underlings. How's that? They usually have Sindarin names, and if you're not familiar, Sindarin basically means elf. Let's see her body type. I like that right there. Let's see about her head. They've updated the character creation. Sorry, my brain stopped working for a second. They've updated the character creation to allow for more customization, which I'm really happy about. Let's see, outer height. I'm gonna give her kind of angry brows. How's that? Cheek scale, cheek snarl. I'm not sure what that does. I'll have it about there. Give her high cheekbones. Let's see in the face. I like the complexion we have. Details. I like that one. Don't want to give her any wrinkles. Let's see the eyes. Pretty partial to light colored eyes. And eye rotation. Kind of like that. Give her more of a lid or less of a lid. I'll give her that. Let's see, hairstyle. 55 options. I'm going to be honest with you, most of the hairstyle options I'm not a fan of. Some of the newer ones they came out with are pretty decent. And I think the reason I don't like a lot of the hairstyle options is, one, they look kind of flat, and two, they clip into the gear. So that is kind of an issue. Yeah, now we're getting into some of the newer stuff. Yeah, I'm just not quite the right complexion for some of these. I like that one though. Do we want to leave her as a blonde, or do we want to give her like a red hair? What do you think? I think redhead works. We can give her facial hair. Not really what I'm wanting to do, but interesting that they added it in. I can change her eyebrows if I want to. I'm not really a fan of some of those. That one looks okay though. Change the nose. Bring her nose tipped down a little bit. Make it a little smaller. Bring that down a little. And bring that down. Her jaw. So I don't want a super big chin on her. Don't want it about there. Change her lips. Give her nice big lips. Kind of make her permanently smirk. 'Cause why not? I can change her lip color. What do you think? I think that works. There we go. Some darn name. What do you think? We'll just hit the randomize until I see something I kind of like, I guess. I'm not that creative right now. Liblota, that's an interesting one. The interesting thing about the randomizing the name is they typically do it in the fashion for wherever you're from. Based on the recommendations down here. Dara. Sidorthiel. Yeah, I can probably work with that. Let's see. Yay! We're gonna enter Middle Earth.
Speak then of how you came to this place of safety.
Alright, so a lot of
the
the
last
stuff
homely
you currently
house
see
east
on
of
my
the sea.
screen
But
are
speak swiftly
plugins I have
before
for
the
the
shadows
game.
deepen. From where did your road
You
lead?
really, when you load the game for yourself, unless you have plugins, you won't see anything like this. So, I'm just gonna position things out of the way. So this is a plugin up here, these are plugins over here, that's a plugin. But let's go through and get our settings, huh? That's all fine. I'm gonna go to UI settings. And I'm going to get rid of that because I don't need tutorial hints. What I'm messing with right now is also a type of plugin. It's a skin that'll change the overall look of your UI. And how about we go with Greenlee's? Takes a second to load sometimes, so we'll work with that. There we go. I'm gonna set to where only that shows there. Always load all. I don't need to resize any of the elements. Now, combat options. You always want to turn on enable skill target forwarding. That way if you have multiple enemies, one dies, your skill will automatically hit the next in line. I like the optional combat. and the combat animation blending. So I'm going to turn those on. Social options. I don't like the PvP, so I'm not doing dual requests. And then in chat, I'm going to turn off the profanity filter because I'm a big person, don't need it. Alright. So that's all that. Now to open up your UI moving, you hit Control / and it pulls up the elements in your head that you can move. I'm going to move some stuff around so it's not in the way. And move that up. That up. I think you just did it again to turn it off. Oh, there's one more thing I need to move. So that, for some reason, they always put it up way too high, so you can't see your location.
Welcome
That's what
to
he
Mossward,
says.
traveler.
I can see from the road dust on your clothes that you have traveled a great distance to be here, and so long as you cause no trouble for my folk, you are welcome to stay. It takes a hardy sort to make a living here on the edge of the wild, and the folk of Mosswood will gladly put you to work, if you're willing. I think you'll find the people here to be friendly and welcoming, if you treat them kindly. So he wants us to go talk to Geralt by the fountain. There he is.
I see Geralt is out and about. Why not introduce yourself to him?
Let's see. I hope you don't mind me staring. We don't see many adventurers in these parts. The nearest we usually get is that Meneldir. Says he's a ranger, but it seems to me that's just an excuse for having dirt on his clothes and disappearing into the wild at all hours. But anyway, Mossward is a quiet village. Always has been. Cause no trouble and you can stay as long as you like. But first things first, you should pay a visit to our blacksmith, Scardy Benblade. He'll clean and fix up your gear for you. His shop is just up those steps. Look for the sign with the anvil on it. He wants us to go see the blacksmith. Alright, cool.
The blacksmith shop is right there, up those steps.
Blacksmith. And we go in. There he is. Nice stout looking dwarf. Confused as to who I am, apparently. You're an adventurer? I can tell. What brings you to Mossward? Before you can answer, the dwarf goes right on talking. This is a quiet village, and the folk here like it that way. I assume Bevan warned you not to disturb the peace? Of course he did. He says that to me near every fortnight, as if I might summon a troop of rowdy dwarves from my homeland at any moment. Wahaha! If only I could. What do you say your name was? He wants me to just
We don't
let
see
him do
many
his thing.
adventurers in Mossward. I suppose Meneldir counts.
I am no adventurer, Scotty.
Well, what are you then?
I was a ranger. It is quite different.
Bah! You won't find a better smithy for miles around, friend. Put your gear on the counter, and I'll fix it up for you. Very good. Won't cost you anything, friend. Not this time, anyway.
Those are my titles I've earned. Yay.
Here you go. It's important to have a fine weapon.
Gave me a new weapon. Whoa. Okay, we need to fix this. So, hitting the little cog wheel allows me to move all my bags into a single bag. So I don't have to worry about anything. I can just sort it all there. You can set it up any way you like, of course, but this is my preference, so let's get this fixed. There we go. What the? Okay. There's that. Open up all this stuff. Getting titles and all sorts of stuff. Presents from the Des. Yay. Another horse. More presents from the Des. They like to give you presents a lot. So I'm just gonna sort my bag. There we go. So these things right here, they're all cosmetics. You can put them in your wardrobe, which I will do later because I can't access my wardrobe from here. Just carrying around a bunch of equipment won't help you much in battle, as I'm sure you know. You want to be sure to equip your weapons before you get into a fight. I've already equipped them. Now he wants me to come over here and talk to this guy. My friend, Scardy speaks the truth. You do not want to stride into battle without your weapons equipped, for they will do you little good at the bottom of your bags. He's right on this point as well. Mossward is a quiet village, and few adventurers come this way, let alone one who carries herself as you do. What road has brought you to Mossward on the border of Swanfleet, my friend? You consider what should be said of your past to this curious stranger. Would you speak of an upbringing that gave to you a desire to see distant wonders, or the dangers that even now encroach upon the lands of all free folk, compelling you to fight on behalf of those who cannot? Before you can choose the right words, Maneldir raises his palm. Listen to what he has to say.
I do not mean to pry. Your past is your own. My chieftain Strider always said... What is that?
The town bells! Something is amiss outside.
Follow me.
There's
Hurry.
stuff going on outside. Let's go see what's going on. Oh no! Town's on fire! How'd the town get on fire? Under attack? By whom? This smells like orcs to me.
The town is afire! We are under attack!
Sidorithel, that's my name, I can't even pronounce it. But I cannot understand it. Orcs have not troubled these lands for many years. Come with me and stay close. We will get to the bottom of this and save the town if we must. Follow this guy.
Follow me.
Alright, I follow you. There's a guy. We get to punch him, right?
Look there. We found the villain. Show him no mercy.
As you wish.
That's the way.
Punch. Punch. Punch.
Well done, my friend.
We get to punch things. It's great.
This goblin could not have set so many fires alone.
There is trouble to the east, Meneldia. I need fighters.
My new friend here is capable and will provide the help you need.
Ooh, capable. Glad for any help you can give me. Stay close. For now, we follow her.
But what will you do, Meneldia?
I will circle around and search for the one who leads these goblins. Farewell for now.
Rangers. Follow me, my new friend. There will be fighting.
Okay, she's promised us things to punch.
The bells stopped. Are we safe?
I would not count on it.
Something to punch. Gonna go punch it in the
What
face.
did I tell you?
More to punch. Yeah.
Ellery, I see you met our new visitor. I like this one much more than these others.
Me too, Scardy. Come with us. Look ahead. Those are not goblins. Uruks! Edwin!
I'm not afraid, Mother.
Not afraid? This rat hasn't haven't heard of the fighting Urukai, boys! The machinery of war has been set in motion. The time of the orc is at hand.
Mossward, attack!
Kill them all!
Are you all right, son?
If I had a better sword, I could have slain him myself. I wasn't afraid.
Oh, Tegwin.
I feel like that child needs a lesson in being humbled. Thank you so much for saving our son from those horrible creatures. What were they? Some breed of orc? Why would they have come to Mossward? We are most fortunate you were here, stranger.
What do you
Talk
make
to
of
the
this?
ranger. These Urks have have decorated their equipment with a sigil I have not seen before. The mark of a white hand. It may be the symbol of this raiding party, but for all that hurt this band has inflicted upon Mossward, they are still few in number and disorganized. What need have they for such a sigil? None now, thanks to our efforts, but still I wonder. I will think on it. Sir Dorothel. Talk to Meneldir and complete the quest A Larger World. What meaning might this mark possess, Sir Dorothel? Will you ask Ellery as she has seen the symbols before today? Sure, I'll go ask her. The white hand? No, I have not seen this symbol before, and that troubles me. What new danger might it signify? Go back and talk to the ranger. For now, we should help the folk of Mossward recover from this attack. I trust you will lend your aid. You have become embroiled in this, just as I have. If it is a life of adventure you seek, I assure you that you have seemed to have found it. Or it has found you. You have become part of a larger world, sir. And it may prove different than the one in which you lived until now. Dangers must be faced and threats opposed and overcome, if you are willing to strive against them. Not everyone is, but I judge that you will be no stranger to triumph and victory. We're gonna finish it. All right.
Some of Mossward's residents sustained injuries we cannot heal.
And they are beyond our aid. We will mourn for them later, but now we must focus upon those we can still help. Meneldir hands you a small bundle of bandages and a pouch of bitter-smelling salve. This is the last of my supplies, but there is no reason to save them for another day. Bring these bandages and the salve to the injured residents nearby. It is my hope that their hurts will not prove serious, and these will ease the pain of their injuries. Alright, go heal some residents. That I can do. Here you go. There you go. And one more. Okay, back to him.
Thank you for aiding the people of Mossward.
The people of Mossward sometimes look down upon the rangers that were once my kin, but they do welcome their aid when it is offered. My former chieftain Strider may say that distrust of such folk does not bother him, but if that is true, he is a better man than I am. A pained look crosses Meneldir's face. That is true for many reasons. I have not called the Dunedain my kin for some time now, but I would never question Strider's integrity or his courage. But look here, the Uruk that led this band has something in his hand. See if you can wrest it from his grip. Read it. I can't even attempt to try to read that out loud.
Let's see if this parchment holds any clues for us.
Meneldir briefly studies the crumpled parchment, but then he looks up disappointed. Cannot read much of this. If this were an ordinary day, I would be grateful to have no reason to understand the black speech. but on this day it is a cause for frustration. Hold. What has happened to the Soric's blade? It did not fall far from his body, unless my eyes were somehow deceived. Investigate what has excited the children to the northwest in Mossward. The kids stole the sword, I betcha. What'd she want me to do?
Mossward is a quiet town. It has always been a quiet town.
I want you to understand something. Something that may be hard to believe given the events of last night. Mossward is a quiet town. It has always been a quiet town. Winters can be hard if we don't fill the storehouses with sufficient food. But it has been many years since the folk of Mossward failed in their preparations. Mostly we have had to worry about the wolves of Howling Stones, growing overbold and staying too near the walls. But the Odoruk, Sluice, and Swanfleet have changed all that. What will we do if another war captain like Madthrug brings his band to Mossward? Could they remain hidden from our watchtowers until they were nearby upon us, as they did before? Beyond Howling Stones to the southeast, a hill rises above the plain. Can I ask you to go that hill and look out into the distance? You may not see anything, but even that will be good for me to know. Okay. Yep, there's Tegman, with the blade.
What do you want, stranger?
No.
I am not giving you this sword.
It is so much better than the wooden sword I was using before. I found it. It belongs to me now. My father says that when you're in a battle, you get to keep the spoils, and I stood up to those Urduks, even when the town guard wouldn't. If anyone should get to keep the Urduk's blade, it's me. Well, wait a moment. You're an adventurer, right? If you promise to help train me in the adventuring arts, maybe I'll give you the sword. I'm not saying I will, you understand. I'm saying maybe. It'll depend on how good your training is. So what's my first lesson, stranger? What's the first thing I need to know to become an adventurer? I get to teach kid to be an adventurer. Alright. What's this person want me to do?
Might I take a moment of your time?
These poor creatures are still recovering from the shock of what happened the other day. We all are, really. They could use a little attention, but alas, I cannot pet all the animals at once, but such attention often helps to calm their nerves. Could you take a little time out of your day to reassure some of these critters? She wants me to go pet some animals. Oh, there's an anxious chicken. Give him some love. There we go. There's the goat. Love on the goat. Where's the cow? There's the cow. Let's be love on the cow. There you go. Loved on your cow.
What can I do for you?
Wasn't that lovely? They seem more at ease already. I find that taking care of the critters is just as soothing for the critters as it is for the caretaker. Wouldn't you agree? Next, I could use some help cleaning up their droppings. Wait, where are you going? Yeah, I'm not sure. Poop. Oh. Get new mail. What did I get? Bingo Boffin. Hello there, and well met. I hope this missive is not intruding upon anything important, and if by unhappy chance is, I'm sure you will disregard it and take no offense. It is my very sincere hope that it does not intrude, and instead is met with some degree of interest and curiosity in the matter I propose. For you see, I have need of some help with a small matter, and... well, I say a small matter, but I do not know how long it might take. It could end up being quite a big matter as these things go. We will not know until it's quite underway, will we? If you are interested in learning more, I ask that you please seek me out at my comfortable hobbit hole just north of the town hall, in Michael Delving, being the principal town of the Shire. Yours in need and looking forward to your positive reply, Mr. Bingo Boffin. Michael Delving. Alright. Well, eventually we can go see him. Oh, I've completed a deed. By reading that. Okay. Gave me a new deed. Complete quests in Swanfleet. We're working on that. And they want me to specialize. So do I want to be a tank? DPS? Tank or DPS? Probably a DPS. I'm not much for the tanking. Let's see. Brawler. Finisher skill damage. Plus size setup. That's nice. And then And first strike. I'm gonna start with that one. Alright. And the action bars, that's a return home skill, that's a travel skill. Okay, and these are finishers. Alright. Let's see, there's so many quests to pick up. So let's just start picking up quests.
Would you do something for me?
Excuse me, could I bother you to help me make some deliveries? More of us are volunteering for shifts up on the watchtowers. The new folks forget to pack a lunch. Would you mind bringing these sandwiches and canteens to whoever's on watch? Sure, I can do that. Not a problem. Inside the blacksmith shop. There's a little extra never hurts.
Durance folk shall endure, as we always have.
Oh, this one, if you're a free-to-play player, you have to unlock special stuff in the store. If you're not, if you're a VIP, you get it already. So, since I'm a VIP, I don't have to do anything. New horse. That's actually... pull up the mounts. Where is it? There it is. 78, 78, 200, 78, 200. Let's go with this one. There we go. Is over here. I see a quest on my map over here. There it is.
You are an adventurer. My husband was once like you, but he gave it up to settle down.
And have a family, and never look back. But I do have need of an adventurer today. If you're interested in helping me, my husband has lost a boot. Oh, it's not just any boot. It's his favorite, and it would be a shame to discard the remaining one just because he misplaced its mate. He lost it walking out by the edge of the wade water. To the north, upon getting stuck in the mud, it just came free of his foot. If you could find it and bring it back to me, I would really appreciate it. So I'm going to go find a boot. Okay, then. Okay, find a boot. Envoy from Langeron.
Aye.
Well met, adventurer. On behalf of the people of Langeron, I thank you for all that you've done for our new neighbors here in Mossward. I wish we had been able to fight alongside them, but we weren't aware of the attack until after it was repelled. Still, we will be sure to help them rebuild. You've never heard of the Langeron, you say? I would expect not, as we've only recently built it. As such, if you have settled your matters in Mossward, I would invite you to visit the north of here along the wade water. We had to leave much behind when we left Unland, and winter approaches quickly. Speak to our leader, Talfrin. I'm sure he'll have plenty of work for an adventurer. I'll eventually get there. Okay, Bevan. I've heard there are many uses
I've heard there are many uses to which unassuming objects might be put.
And one of these seemingly ordinary items is in great supply just outside Mossward. Speak of the crabane that trouble the hills just to the north. If you defeat some of the winged pests and bring me their feathers, doubt not that you will marvel at the wide variety of potential uses those feathers might be put to. And it will do the town some good to have fewer of the crabane hassling travelers along the south road. Some folk whisper that the birds spy for orcs and other evil creatures, but I do not have any proof of that. Alright, so this guy, he changes the difficulty. I'm not going to change the difficulty for this. Okay. this over here. Ooh, lunch.
Hello there.
That's wonderful. Ugh, my tummy was beginning to growl like an angry cat. Volunteered to take the noon to sundown shift, thinking, oh well, just have a big lunch and look forward to a large supper. I won't need a snack. But let me tell you, standing around for hours with nothing to look at but the grass has a strange way of building up an appetite. Oh, but don't let me keep you with my blabbering. Off you go now, and tell the baker she's lovely and thoughtful. Thanks to both of you. All right.
How can I be of service?
Mutton? Oh, I love mutton. Mutton. Like a button. Oh, you're still here? You, didn't hear me singing a song about mutton, did you? I'm not used to, standing around here doing nothing all day. I sing about little things I see to keep myself occupied. Please don't tell anyone.
Hello there.
A lunch delivery? Ah, for the new folk who forgot to bring food and drink. Well, an experienced watcher like myself remembered to bring her own. Leon gives you a wink and pats a satchel at her hip. Unless, is that chicken, mushroom, and onion with rosemary? Leon opens her satchel. Give it here, friend.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Look there, friend. The ruins to the east have long been home to packs of wolves. They have always been content to leave us alone, and we're all too happy to return the favor. Something seems to have upset the unspoken pact. The wolves have grown aggressive. I dared to venture close to the ruins and eyed a great beast, known as a warg, among their number. I didn't think it to be real at first. Wargs are monsters we tell the children about to get them to behave. We have our hands full with rebuilding Mossward and recovering from the attack. We lack the strength to fight this beast. If you were to slay the warg, you would spare both ourselves and the wolves from needless conflict. He wants us to go kill a warg. Okay. And we have this guy up here.
Hello there.
Guan takes a long swig from the canteen before speaking. I packed salted pork for food. I forgot to bring anything to drink, and it wouldn't do for me to leave my post to fetch something. Thanks for the water, friend, and pass my things to the baker, too.
The raid on Mossward by that band of Uruks has left our defenses in a terrible state, friend.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, could I ask you to collect fallen branches from the bases of trees outside the town? With them we will be able to patch up holes in our outer palisade and replace some of the wood burned during the attack. I know it does not sound like a very important task, but it would truly be a big help to us. With so many good folk injured and slain during the raid, Ellery thinks she should focus on the small things we can do something about. I suppose I see her point. Alright. And last but not least, hers is a time
You
quest.
look pretty tough to me. You're not scared of anything, are you?
You look pretty tough to me. You're not scared of anything, are you? Maybe you can help me then. The Mossward town bully has dared me to run to a certain spot north of town, right on the very edge of the Wade Water, and then come back, all in 10 minutes. Now I'm not afraid, but I want to be certain it's possible. So what do you say to using no more than 5 minutes to run out there, and then 5 minutes to run back? That way I'll know that I can be done before I make the attempt. Here, I'll mark it on your map. It's right here. So, we'll do this one first since it's timed. Okay, I get out of town. Woo! I swear I'm not drunk driving. So the red dots on your minimap are monsters that are aggressive. Probably a good thing to try to avoid them. It's a long run. 5 minutes? Hope she has a horse. Going back. It's actually a really pretty area. And now that the game is actually really pretty, but for its time, it's obviously an older game. And that's evident, but for its age, it is a very pretty looking game. And the lore behind it, it's really good. Like, the writers took a lot of time to make sure that they stick to lore. And I think they did a really good job bringing Tolkien's world to life in this game. You can really immerse yourself in it. Where is she? There she is.
You made it!
I have to admit that I was not sure you would be able to go out there and come back in time, but you did. So did you see anything when you got out there? You tell her that there was a basket with ball string inside it beside the wade water, which seemed rather strange. I see, yes, that is peculiar. Thank you for your help.
You are not going to believe this.
She wants us to continue. I'm going to put in my skill point first. And there we go. Really appreciate your help with that. When I go to complete that dare, now I know how to do it, and that is possible, and that's going to be a big difference. But you are not going to believe this. The bully has issued a second dare. He must know I'm well prepared to finish the first one, so he's already made up the second one. Will you help me with this one too? I simply must know if this is possible. Same rules are at play this time as there were for the first time. 5 minutes out there and 5 minutes back. I'll mark the spot on your map, as I did before. This time you're going within the view of the flooded city of Tharbad. Alright. We'll do these time quests first, just to make sure we don't run out of time trying to do it, as I go the wrong way. There we go. This is quite the run. And back again. There and back again, a hobbit's tale, right? That's what we're doing. Bilbo would be so proud of us. We're running. Yeah, as I said before, there's the free-to-play option as well as the VIP option, which is your standard subscription. Either is completely viable, and you don't actually have to spend any money at all to play this game because you earn the currency to buy the quest packs and all that stuff in-game just by doing things. So you don't actually have to spend any money to play this game. I just prefer the VIP option.
Welcome back. I am less surprised this time.
For you have proven quite capable of finishing these stairs. Now I know this one is also possible, and when I do it I will have less fear, even though the grown-ups always say getting so near to Tharbad is dangerous. So what did you see when you got to that location? Anything notable? You tell her that there was a shovel standing in the dirt, but Sona was nowhere to be seen. Very interesting. Alright, thank you once again. That is the last of the Mossward bully dares, so I won't be needing your help anymore, but you have been most helpful and I appreciate it. She give me vitality food. Coins of Cardolin. Brought during the whole conflict between our own animals, born, things happen. Okay, so that's a bartering item to buy stuff. Alright, we've done her crap. Now, shall we go out here and get branches? Oh yeah, we're going to turn into the baker. Let's do that.
What can I do for you?
Thanks for helping out. These are hard times for Mossward, but if we support each other, we'll get through it, right? Ooh. Leveled again. Nice. Okay. Oh. He wants something over here. I finally have leveled to pick it up. Let's see what.
Have you been to the Stourvales?
I was once a traveler, but I met my wife here and chose family. I never made it out that far. I've heard fascinating tales from my friend, a floating village overlooking the river. Would have loved to witness the place. If you'd like to see it for yourself, you can talk to my friend Larry Grood. You'll find her southeast of here, past the Howling Stones in a town called Seligar. We'll eventually go there, but not now. Okay. The defeat stones. There they are. There's Tegwin.
I know that fighting is dangerous.
You explain that adventuring is dangerous work, and sooner or later your morale is likely to run out. When that happens, you will find yourself in one of the many defeat circles scattered around the land. Very funny, stranger. I know that fighting is dangerous. That's why I will try not to fight enemies that look to be beyond my capabilities. But sometimes it's unavoidable, I suppose. And when that happens, if I'm defeated, I'll find myself at the nearest defeat circle to where I fell in battle. Yes. Now we gotta go to the blacksmith shop.
Scardy spends more time fixing horseshoes than he does forging swords.
I mean no insult to Scardy, but it's true. What use does an adventurer have with a shop like this? You explain that as an adventurer engages in combat, equipped weapons and armor sustain durability damage, and the folk such as Scardy, Benblade, are able to repair them so you can keep using them. Additionally, shopkeepers throughout Middle-earth can sell an adventurer all sorts of items and equipment that will aid you on your journeys. Scardy clears his throat and speaks up. That's all costs coin, young Tegman, horseshoes and swords alike. But if that raid is a sign of things to come, I think the swords might become more in demand now that they have been more in demand than they have been until now. Now we gotta go out and find the training dummy. Alright. Outside. And there it is. again. Now this is more like it.
Now this is more like it.
We'll get some gloves. Alright. Those.
If you impress me, maybe I'll give you this Uruk sword.
Well, I'm ready for you to show off your combat skills, and if you impress me, I'll give up this Uruk sword. It better be a good demonstration or the bargain is done. You explained that a brawler builds their metal with basic strikes. Tegwin nods. Interesting. Well, let's see it. That's what this training dummy is for, after all. Use dexterous hook on the training dummy. Dexterous hook, which one's that? That's low strike. That one. Okay.
That was all right, I guess.
But surely you have more powerful attacks in your disposal. Use overhand smash.
One more. Show me one more skill.
That was a decent show, I suppose. Tegman struggles to suppress any show of excitement. One more. Show me one more skill of yours and make it incredible. Then this is for your specialization. And Shattering Fist. Okay, that one I have.
That was pretty good, I suppose.
Fine, you have upheld your side of our bargain. And I will do the same. Here is Mad Thrug's weapon, as I promised. You'll bring it back to the ranger for me, I expect? Mother and father will be pleased, but I will say I could have handled such a weapon. Alright, he's done. Time to continue on. There's branches and Cravane out here that we need to go after. Wolf. Doesn't look like it's gonna attack us though. Oh, boar. It's threatening me. Actually need these. I could punch it in the face. Find some Cravane to punch in the face, shall we? It's a boar. I think yeah, there's the hill full of Cravane. No we rode past it, so we'll just punch a couple of these in the face, get their feathers. He's running away. That's it for those. Now, to run over here, kill a warg, and look out on a hill. Pay no attention to the Batman voice in the background. That's just my husband playing Fallout New Vegas. Made it. New place. We're supposed to look out. We've looked out. And there didn't seem to be anything to really care about. Ooh. Getting attacked by wolves. That's a lot of wolves. Whew. Nearly ended me. Guess I gotta be careful. There we go. We leveled. The warg is dead. Oh! We completed a title. The Wary. Reached level 5 without dying. I was close though. He bit me and slowed my movement. Made it out of there. Thank you for these branches.
Thank you for these branches. I will see to making use of them.
To patch the holes in our defenses, and perhaps some of the larger branches can be used for tool making. Small items have gone missing of late, for no reason I can tell, and we need to replace them. This has been the life of a Mossward town guard ever since they took me on. If orcs are loose in Spawn Fleet, they may be about to change.
Perhaps you could help me once again.
They do say change comes slowly, and for now I have other matters to which I must attend. Or perhaps you could help me once again. Marion smiles broadly. That is the spirit. Now there won't be any Uruks to face this time, but until last night that was the most common complaint among the townspeople. Ellery says she should handle simple things first. Well, what could be more simple than doing something about the squeaky hinges on doors in Mossward? Cadigan insists he ran outside to attack the raiding Uruks, but they were alerted to his approach by the loud squeak of the door in his home. Not sure I believe the story, for it's much more likely that he was running into his house when the hinges gave him away. Who can say for certain? All the same, Scotty Bentblade should have a bottle of grease you can use to oil the hinges of the door onto the healer shop and the door of Cadigan's house, which are the two squeakiest defenders. Okay, wants me to deal with that.
You recovered the Uruk blade from Tegwin before he hurt himself? Very well done.
Meneldir gets a faraway look in his eye and gazes over the surrounding wall of Mossward. I remember being that age and dreaming only of adventure, of excitement. I was not so very different from young Tegwin when I was a boy growing up in the angle of Mitheliel, where my people dwell. I do not judge him harshly for taking the sword, and I hope you will not either. His parents busy themselves with the work of fortifying Mossward's defenses, and I dare say they remain unaware of the boy's mischief. I will not tell them if you do not.
I have been away from the land that was my home for many years now.
I was once of the Dunedain, my friend, the Rangers of the North, and one of their several charges was to safeguard these lands and other peoples from harm. Their other duties, well, they are likely as far away as they have always been, and not my concern any longer. I will not speak of those today. But a peaceful village has been attacked and some of its people slain. Will you help me replenish my supplies of the healing herb called King's Foil, and defeat any of the creatures nearby that may threaten Mossward? You will know King's Foil by its sweet smell and the feel of its leaves. Look for it in the rolling hills to the east of the village. As you wish. Ooh, no gauntlets. And I've got...
What can I do for you?
I'm glad to see you return safely and victorious. With any luck, the wolves will return to their usual cells before too long, though it may take some time. There is something foul in the air, and I fear our troubles are not entirely over. Still, I think the people of Mossward can breathe a bit easier now, in no small part thanks to your heroics. Alright, sweet. He has something to turn in.
All appears quiet?
That is good.
That is good. But I will not relax my guard.
There are more locations to scout, for there are several places from which the Uruks or others of their ilk might approach.
You know the road that passes through Swanfleet, of course.
Begins on this side of the old city of Tharbad and runs east past Wadewater until it reaches Inedwaith. There are not as many travelers along it as once there were, but Mossward is still a sheltered place of rest for those who come this way. Might it also serve to speed Uruks and other Orkkind on their raids? Will you follow the track that runs from the north gate of Mossward until it meets up with this road? Once there, I would appreciate it if you would look, as you did before. You should be able to see both east and west for quite a distance, and if there are more raiders about, you might see them. Okie dokie. Oh no. And to the blacksmith shop again. Oop. There we go. In I go.
Whenever anyone needs something, they come first to me instead of checking the storehouse.
You apologize to Scotty for assuming he had such an item. I do have a bottle of just what you need. That's not the point. Ah, fine, take it. While you're at it, how about you test it out on the hinges of my door here? I've noticed a bit of a squeak in the hinges lately, with everyone coming in and out at all hours, searching for fine goods. Alright, fix your hinges. There we go. These hinges. There's that. Actually, I saw a quest over here. We'll pick that up before we turn this one in. Here's him. Oh, it's a turn in. There you are. Let us see these feathers. You hand the feathers to prevent any grimaces. They really are quite dirty, aren't they? No matter, these will serve very nicely for making quills. See, you just dip this part in your ink.
Let us see those feathers.
No, there's a bit too much given on the feather here. Well, perhaps as a paintbrush? I feel like the ridges here on the end would leave streaks, doesn't it? Maybe as an arrow. See how it compares to these arrows of mine? Rather poorly, I suppose. Better than scales. Still, many fine uses. Mayhap I will put them all in the sack and see how it serves as a pillow.
But such musings will have to wait. For winter is approaching, and autumn doesn't last.
If the storehouses are not stocked with salted and preserved boar meat by the time the night turns cold, Mossward will go hungry. Unless the Uruks come back, I suppose. No, don't tell anyone I said that. It is not funny. But whales have need of boar meat, and we are fortunate that many such creatures dwell nearby. If you return to me with 5 cuts of boar steak, all of Mossward will toast your name when winter comes. Alright, he wants us to kill boars. We leveled again. Let's get that. There we go. We've acquired innate strength. Ooh, plus 2.5% damage. Yeah. That's nice. Him. Turn this in.
How fared your efforts against the squeaky doors of Mossward?
You tell Marion about what transpired, and he covers his eyes with a weary hand. Rats in the village? I don't like the sound of that. Having rats loose in the town could be a danger to the food stores. I'll see what I can do. Between the Uruks and the rats, it's a wonder to me that I ever thought the life of guard might be an uneventful one. Thanks all the same, friend. We here in Mossward will manage. We always do. There's the king's foil. Kill the wolf for... Ooh! Okay. I had no animations. Interesting. I don't think the goats and grouse count towards that quest. Alright, shall we go find some boars? Get boar meat. There's one. Now chuck a beer mug at things. Cool. It's either it's supposed to be a beer mug, but it looked like a boot to me. It's kind of funny. Oh, he's on the other side of a rock.
Invoice notes that stealth boys were here. Why can't that boat be true? What Antler? Lying. He's stealing the stealth boys for himself. Oh, Antler, it was so easy. Dangerous. Antler, believe me.
Nope. Awesome. Huh. Well, for my animation to catch up. Alright, now we're gonna go and do the boot. Pile of mud. This must be the boot. Yep. Now we'll go do the lookout. Go. Oh! He wants to fight. Punch him to death. Part of me feels like I should have just made a male brawler and named him Rocky Balboa, because that's kind of how it looks. But that wouldn't play into Tolkien's lore. Unless I was a man of Dale. I could have named him Rocky Balboa then.
Very good! This boar meat should help carry Mossward through some of the coldest winter months.
When belts must be tightened and plates seem lightest. I'm glad this task at least proved helpful for the town. I have abandoned my idea of using those crabane feathers. A number of uses? My wife said the number might as well have been 0 after she tried the pillow I made from them. Bevan, you fool, she said to me. It takes more than 8 feathers to make a pillow, and anyone who tries it with crabane feathers, of all things, deserves the crimp it would leave in his neck. Suppose the good ideas that spring up in autumn, well, they fall whenever winter comes. I'd rather deal with the threat of Uruk warbands loose in Swanfleet than present my wife with another one of my brand new ideas. I think I'll stick to guarding the town from now on. It's less damaging to my morale.
I'm afraid things will get out of hand.
I've heard rumor that the children of Mossward have been giving each other increasingly dangerous dares and challenges, and I'm worried that these may get out of hand, if they have not already. None of the town guards will be able to learn anything. You know how children are. But perhaps an outsider will be able to learn something. Several children lingered outside of the provisioner's storehouse a few minutes ago, and it could be one of the provisioners overheard some of their talk. We need to get to the bottom of this before someone gets hurt. See, Lotro points granted. That's the currency used to buy things, like expansion packs and whatnot. Okay, we go talk to this provisioner.
Would you lend me your aid?
Aye, I saw them. They were hoping to get their hands on as much cheese as possible, which seemed a little odd to me. Did not give them as much as they requested, but I thought one small block from the storehouse each would be fine. Those kids have been through a lot, what with the Uruk raid on Mossward, and I've seen few problems that could not be helped with cheese. Okay. On here, here's the boot.
You found it. He is going to be so happy.
You should bring it to him. He used to be an adventurer, you know, and he traveled far and wide helping folk with their problems. Sometimes I think the Phil's in the head of our boy Tegwin with too many tales of his old adventures, but maybe if he hears about some of yours, it will satisfy his appetite for the things. I think Geralt is by the north gate, wearing his old leather shoes. Well, it's possible.
You say you saw no sign of Uruk warbands along the road? These are good tidings.
For it means the road is still a boon for Mossward and not a bane, as I feared it might become. That road has been key to Mossward's survival for my entire life. The portion of it we know begins at Tharbad, and although the road itself is broken in places and obscured by foliage, it runs through Swanfleet and passes on into Enedwaith. From there it enters Dunland, leads through the Gap of Rohan and continues into Gondor. They say it passes Minas Tirith and eventually ends at the port city along the coast, although I have never journeyed in that land. North of Tharbad the road has another name. It is called the Greenway, and only Meneldir's people are like to remember when it and our old south road were one and the same. The north-south road between the kingdoms of Arnor and Gondor. That was long ago, even by their reckoning.
I have one more request of you, and then I will be satisfied.
This may be more dangerous than your earlier scouts, and if you hesitate to accept this task, I will understand. The old city of Tharbad is to the northwest of Mossward. It has not been the thriving center of trade it was during the height of earlier kingdoms for hundreds of years. It has been abandoned ever since floodwaters took the last of its great bridges. Ellery raises an eyebrow. Abandoned by the good folks. Has it become a den of Uruks? Is it that from where Madthrug's raiding band came? This, then, is my dangerous request. I ask that you go to the gates of Tharbad and look for some sign of insignia he wore, the mark of the White Hand. Beware, for if Tharbad is truly held by forces of evil, you may be better served by keeping from their notice and not engaging in battle. Tharbad is northwest of Mossward. Go to the gate, mind you, and no further. As you wish.
Mossward is not the only village in Swanfleet.
Thank you.
The stable master can help you check on the others.
Thank you for the king's foil and for helping dissuade some of the more aggressive creatures from straying in too near to the village. Against such beasts, Solarian brethren and others of the guard are more than a match, but against Uruks I fear they will be outclassed. The question now is whether Madthrug's band was alone, or if there are others of his kind waiting for their next chance to strike. Mossward is not the only village in Swanfleet. Can I ask you to check on the stores who live nearby. Visit the stable master here in the village for a quick means of traveling to the village of Clegure and the store vales. They should be told what happened in Mossward and guard themselves against possible attack. The stable master to the southwest and provides efficient travel options for reaching distant lands. That will be the last quest we do, because that leaves here. Alright. What does he need?
Would you do something for me?
This king's foil herb works wonders. I'm grateful that Meneldir shared his knowledge with us, though I wish he didn't wait until a crisis to do so. In any case, we need more of it if we hope to continue treating the injured with such efficacy. Now that I know what it looks like, I realize the king's foil grows plenty in the Howling Stones to the southeast. I'd be grateful if you could gather more. Just watch out for the wolves. I hear they are ill-tempered as of late.
You had better get going, I think. So long.
What are you doing here? I thought you would have left Mossward by now. You had better get going. So long. You stand your ground and ask Ella why the children of Mossward needed so much cheese from the storehouse. Her eyes grow wide and panicked expression crosses her face. We aren't in trouble, are we? It's just that we finally managed to turn the tables on the town bully, and you helped us do it. If we are in trouble, I think you should be also. It's only fair. You see, there's a boy named Di, and he is always challenging us to these dares. If we don't complete them, then we look like cowards. He's always asking me to run to places very fast, see an item he left there, and then come back to town. And if I don't describe the right item, he'll know I didn't do it. You point out to the girl that she didn't complete any of the dares, and she got the information from you instead, but that Di apparently did go to each of these places first to leave the items. I feel like this just means I'm very smart, wouldn't you say? But because we completed those last 2 dares, don't argue with me, it still counts. Then Di has to fill his pockets with cheese and walk through Mossward. You ask her if she has considered that she might be the town bully after all, and she tips her head to one side considering it. No, I don't think so, but I'll think it over. Interesting.
What is this?
You hand his favorite boot to him, and Geralt stares at you with an open-mouthed astonishment. Why have you brought me this? I thought I was rid of it.
That boot was one half of a pair that was dearest to my heart. They were my adventuring boots.
They represent a life that I gave up to settle down with my wife, Wenna, and now I only want to relive those days by telling the tales of my exploits to my son Tag. Now these boots are my least favorite, for they remind me of those days, and sometimes the memory is painful. I thought I would lose one of them. Better that than have Wenna think I regret the choice I made to settle down. But here it is again, and it seems I will never be free of it. Did I not bring it far enough away? That must be it. Perhaps you could bring this boot further afield. Why not show it to one of the villagers in the store vales? That is pretty far away, and one of the residents of Silgar might be able to find a use for such an old, well-worn boot as this. Okay, so we lost it on purpose. Well. There's Di. Rats. There are rats everywhere. They were following me until I gave them a slip.
Everywhere!
Well, we saved the kid. Good for us. But I have the plague. Oh no.
Is it true that I was almost eaten by rats? That's really amazing!
Good job saving him, I suppose. Still, now he's got a really exciting tale to tell. Did he keep the cheese, or did he have to give it back to the provisioners? I've been thinking it over while you were gone, and I think maybe we won't challenge each other for any more dares for a while. For a while, I said. I'm not saying never, so don't think you're stopping us if we think of a really good one. Goodbye for now. Oh, how rude. Alright, let's go get the king's foil. And then we go do the scouting. Got all the king's soil. Now we're going to go do the scouting. So many rocks. There's the scouting mission. like raping.
I am not surprised there are orcs crawling throughout Tharbod.
But it is good to hear that you did not see the mark of the White Hand while scouting near the gate. Orc kind are always a danger to the free peoples, but it is the organization revealed by Madthorg's warband that most troubled me. We can deal with orcs, for we have before, but the orcs of the White Hand seem different to me. Thank you for helping ease my mind with these scouting missions. You will always be welcome in Mossward. Get a bracelet. Ooh. Gear. Yeah.
How can I be of service?
Thank you. With this, I should have more than enough to continue tending to the injured, perhaps with a little extra in case an emergency comes to pass. Alright, time to empty our bags a little bit.
What I would not give for a moment's peace.
I'm going to sell that, that, those, that, and that. Go. Let's do that. Alright guys, I think we're gonna end our little journey there for today. Next time we'll pick up right where we left off and we'll head to the new village and see what journey awaits us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.